best advice I can give you is to be proactive about all of these things and plan ahead. So this is just supporting the great work that James and his organization has done over time, is to encourage people to talk about what they want and how they would want to receive bad news before there's a crisis or before a loss occurs, to talk about how you plan for your digital assets and have conversations long before there's an impending death. Since a lot of deaths aren't anticipated, not everyone dies with warning. So that's especially important for young people. Some of the lessons that I've learned in wrapping up is that Thana technology is a valuable resource even when there's not a pandemic. So I hope that some of the things that we've been learning about the benefits of Zoom and having these kinds of opportunities to share and support each other through our grief, that we don't lose that just because it's not necessary. The other thing that we need to think about is academics and people who do this work. We need to develop instruments to measure the impact of how this technology is being used. We have lots of anecdotal evidence that it's helpful. We have some anecdotal evidence that are things that are happening that are not helpful. And in some of the publications on the reference list, I've created some pros and cons list about these things that you can consult if you're interested in that. But we also need to find ways to continue to educate the general public and professionals about the pros and cons of this. And I know I am frequently asked to give presentations for hospice staff and for the lay public about this. Talking to parents and their kids, adolescents at schools is an option. Doing presentations to senior citizens is also an option. There are lots of ways to do that. And to figure out how to incorporate the assessment of thanatechnology use during the provision of hospice and palliative care, so that professionals can ask, are you using these things? What's important for you to preserve?